of Asexualise My Asexual Life. We're going to go straight into the pros and cons of using Badoo, dating app and dating site when you're asexual, because Badoo does have a category for asexuals. So we're going to take a look at what I believe are the pros and cons of this dating site and dating app. Let's take a look now. So this is my profile. These are the pictures I'm using. My popularity is currently very high, but they have given me a free 3-day trial of Badoo Premium. So these are the pictures I'm using. They're predominantly from Disneyland Paris, meaning they're very, very recent, because I went to Disneyland Paris from the 7th, 8th, 9th through to the 10th of May. It's now the 21st of May when I'm recording this live. So these are the pictures I'm using in case you want to know why my popularity is high. I've had some really nice comments in private message to say you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. So I really appreciate them. And so this is the pictures I'm using. They're very, like, they are really nice pictures of me, but I just picked them what I thought's the best ones, and so yeah, I've got a lot of likes. And so you can see here, Badoo Premium is on and activated it, and you have to put work and education. I'll put quirky books / Asexualise, author YouTube, Dawlish Community College is where I actually went to college. This is my location. I'm here to ready for a relationship. So you can put like chat, flirt, date, ready for a relationship. So a lot of the people on this site, if I was saying a con, are here just for chatting and for dating and flirting. There's not that many people who I've seen who are ready for a relationship. So to me, that's a huge con. I'm ready for a relationship, but the majority of people who I've seen on this site are not ready for a relationship. That might be because I like younger guys, but I think it's quite common for dating in general. So I put 12 interests because you can select your interests. Facebook, chicken. It's really weird what you can select. It's like Facebook's next to chicken. What the hell? Romance, water, dancing, restaurants, honesty, happiness, love, internet, watching movies and YouTube. So I put in my profile asexual, like younger foreign guys, early to 20s. I meant early to mid 20s. I might have to change that because it sounds wrong. It should be early to mid 20s, not early to 20s. That might be why I've got a lot of guys who are 19 like messaging me. It's quite funny, but clearly I made a mistake with that. You can edit it here. Asexual, like younger foreign guys, early to 20s, Indian most, hate sex, don't want marriage or kids, prefer to live alone, author, YouTuber, lively, bubbly, not interested in my birth certificate age, looking for an honest, kind, caring guy. So I put I'm single, and you can put that you're asexual. See, sexuality, asexual. But the problem is, which is a real huge con of this site, is you cannot search by sexuality. I have not found any way you can search and find other asexuals. I have one guy who's asexual contact me, and he's not suitable because he's a smoker and got loads of facial hair. I can't stand smoking. It's taking me ages to get over a respiratory infection as it is. Last time I got this, which I'm currently still getting over, was like just after Easter. And it was like people were vaping in the club, but there's barely anyone in there. There's only about 40 people and they closed it early. So anyway, you can put your asexual. I'm actually 5'4.5", but they don't have that option. They don't deal in halves. So don't want children, don't like it, and never drink. This is what I put. And so you can click through here and change it. So early to mid 20s I need to put. So it's quite easy to change this. Early to mid 20s ideally, right? So you can change it, and then single, sexuality. Why does it say ask me? I'm not interested. See? That's really bad, because I've tried to update it and now it's not got asexual as an option. That's really bad. Why is it not got... You saw that in front of your own eyes. Like, why has it not got asexual there anymore. That's absolutely ridiculous. Look, I can't even scroll down and put asexual. So if I update this now, it's going to take the word asexual off there. That's just so bad. Why have they taken the option off? So you can sign up to say that you're asexual, but you cannot actually sign up to say that you can't change it to say. That is really bad. That is so bad. So if I go back, Badoo Premium is on. So yeah, if I click through my profile, right, and I go down here, because I haven't changed it. See, if I don't change it, it says asexual. But the moment I try to start changing it, it says ask me. So I'm wondering if that's what other people can see. Ask me. I just think it's disgusting. They've done that. I mean, what's the frigging point? But I think I need to put early to mid-20s ideally. Otherwise, it sounds like I like too young a guys, you know? But yeah, so that's really bad. Really, really, really bad. Like, eye colour. I don't even remember asking me this when I signed up. I got blue eyes. Hair colour is blonde, even though it's dark blonde. Drinking, never. Children, no, never. It's really weird. How come they've done that? So I'm not happy about that at all. But, oh, see, it's gone back to asexual then. So that's very confusing. And people don't know what asexual is. So it's stupid. They have this option on this site, but no one knows what asexual is. They don't understand it. Because I've had guys in private message going, what is asexual? Can you tell me? So yeah, so that is not good either. Right, so then you can go to so it's easy to set up, but it's quite like it's not good in terms of like that. Right, so this is Badoo Premium. So I've been given 3 days trial free of Badoo Premium, right? So in Badoo Premium, you can see I've got 247 guys that have liked me. So you can click through here to see who they are, and it'll come up with a list of everyone who's liked you. Whereas I believe when you've got the free version, you can't see who's liked you. I don't know if you can see who's liked you after they message you, but not before, and not until they do, or if you just can't see them at all, the people that have liked you. Which is pretty stupid, really, but there you go. But yeah, so all these guys have liked me. You can see that it just takes you ages to go through all these. There doesn't appear to be any filters that you can filter your likes list so that people that have liked you, there seems no filter. There should be a filter up here, in my opinion. We should make it a lot quicker where I can filter out all the smokers, because I don't want smokers. Nearly all these people are smokers, or they got facial hair. The majority smoke. And the majority want kids as well. That doesn't even say much on his profile. Here today, English. They speak. But it doesn't basically say anything about him. Do you know what I mean? So then you can go back to like you again. And if you go back to Badoo Premium, it shows who's liked you, see who they are, see who's added you as a favourite to their favourites list. These guys aren't really suitable for me anyway. This guy is actually on Facebook dating. He wrote exactly the same messages to me on here as he did on Facebook dating when I blocked him a long time ago on there. I'm like, you don't say anything original. This is exactly what you said in Facebook dating. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I do apologise for not being original. I always send this. I only send this message to people I like. But it's like, why keep sending the same message? It's just like, and he's 2 years older now by the look of it than when he was when he first started talking to me on Facebook dating a couple of years ago. Be able to undo your no vote, so you can basically, when you cross someone out and like no, they're not suitable for you, you can undo it with Premium. Have your messages read first, and then view other users' profiles invisibly. Apparently, this is all the stuff you can do. So this is encounters, and these are like, it's like, really, I'm just like, and you can match like them, or you can just cross them out. So, you know what I mean? I'm just not into, and it says, whoops, you missed a match, so you can go back. So basically, if they already like said they like you, it'll come up with you missed a match. But as you can see from here, like you can see the pictures, you can see like not much about them. So you then have to like click through and then go and see the rest of their profile. So it actually doesn't say they want kids, which is pretty amazing because most of them do. But I don't know if that's because of this person's age or what. But yeah, most of them, even when they're like 19 or 20 or whatever, they still know they don't want kids. So if we go back to Badoo Premium, like you can see who they are, all the people that like me, see? And there's no way of filtering them. You know, it means I have to go through every single profile and click on them and then see what they're about. I'm here to date and I hate smoking. Snapchat, want a girl who's genuinely looking to meet and go from there, age irrelevant. But yes, you know what I mean? It's just like a thing. But I mean, it says 7 interests in common, which I guess is a... So from here, I can either match with him back or I can cross him out. And it's like, you've got 7 interests in common. But when I click 7 interests in common, it's just gone to his pictures. It's like... Oh, dearie me. At least he's like not got much facial hair. But you can't really tell much of him like that, can you? Apart from he likes going out and looks like he's got a football coach or something. Football, is that? Oh, Red Bull? Oh, it's a Red Bull top. It's got Puma on it. But yeah, so you either like that person back or you cross through them. But he, you know, he's in Stratford upon Avon. Some of them lie about their age as well. So I don't know what he's like. I have no idea if he'd be my type. But I mean, he's not foreign for a start. But I have started, did talk to a British guy early on here because I think maybe it's good to like find out what British guys are like more. You know what I mean? But a lot of them don't realise that asexuality means that I'm not interested in sex. And some of the people I've spoke to in messages, they just disappear. Like one guy I was talking to earlier today, he's disappeared as well. They just delete their profile. So you think like, I'll match with him for a change. So you can then say hello. But it's like a lot of them don't even know what asexuality means. So even if I match with them, you have to then go around explaining to them. So I'll probably change my profile again to say that I'm asexual. I don't experience sexual attraction. That means because people just aren't getting it. But you know what I mean? So this guy's probably messaged me now because it's got 4 messages. It's got an extra person come up. But I don't want to start going into private messages that much because I don't think it's fair. But I'm just going to the people who've liked me because I don't even know them. But you know what I mean? You see what I mean about the con of this is you have to go through every single person who's liked you. See, I'm a social smoker. Someday I want kids. That guy is absolutely no good for me. So I have to cross him out. And then I have to just like keep using the back button or go into the who's liked for the next person. Do you know what I mean? This just takes flaming ages. Someday he wants kids. Right? So he's no good. So I just have to cross him out. And then I'm like going back to liked you again. And then it's like the next one. And this is just so friggin' time consuming. Do you know what I mean? Someday, and they're a social smoker. And I specifically say in my filters, I don't want someone who smokes. Do you know what I mean? It's just like they don't listen. They want to give you as many people as possible to match with you, but yet they don't even match with you. So, you know what I mean? It's just like really ridiculous that you have to keep going through all these people one by one. You know, I don't like facial hair. And someday this person wants kids anyway. You know, how annoying is this? So anyway, so these, you get messages through here. I'm not going to go around showing you all, but you can see that these people have deleted their profile. I got messages from people. So all the messages come up here. If you match with them, then this person said hello gorgeous to me, but it's like he's not suitable for me. How are you? You're stunning. Which is really nice to get these messages. Don't get me wrong. I do like these messages. Like, it is really nice. I don't know if it'll even focus my camera on it at the moment. because of the light in here. Hello, gorgeous. How are you? You're stunning. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, this is kind of like the stuff they say, but it's not, it is nice, you know. I do appreciate nice things said to me. They probably say that to a lot of women, but it's still nice to have that said to me. But this guy already checked him out and he wants children. Oh no, he already has children. That's why. I don't want kids and he's already got children. Don't know if you can see that, already have. Seems like the camera's not very good at the moment. It seems like it's steaming up or something. Let me see if I can swivel it round to me and then I can wipe the camera quickly. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Let's have a look. In the meantime, you can look at a nice heart cushion. Let me see if I can give my camera a wipe. My other camera, the other side. Let's go. Right. So, yes. Now that's better. He already has kids, right? So it's like, why would I be interested when I don't want children? I'm not interested in kids. So, but he's actually sent me a message, obviously, so I can, oh, right. So when you get messages, you can either request this person's selfie, you can reply or dismiss the message. I mean, it's nice that he thinks I'm stunning, but I don't want children. And he's really, oh my god, he's definitely not my type. That is a disgusting picture. And I bet you can see why. And I don't want to say that, but I do not want to be with someone who's basically got a boner in his picture. I don't want to see things like that. That's another downside. So we've quickly got through that. So when it matches, why wait for him to start the conversation? You can either say hello to them or they can say hello to you first, whatever you feel like doing. But you know, some of these people, like I say, they just disappear. Like, you know what I mean? These are people nearby, so these are nearby where you live, so you can put your location in and then get the people who are near you. So I can click through him and then see, but he's like, someday he wants kids. I'm single, I'm here for a good relationship. Well, but then he says he's here to date. So this is very misleading because when he says he's here to date, the next minute he's saying he's here for a good relationship. I've come across quite a few profiles like this. It's like, be intentional and tell the truth. Are you looking just to date or are you looking for an actual genuine relationship? Because again, these people aren't being very transparent. They're giving mixed messages. Like, do you want to date or do you want a relationship? Because I've got on my actual profile that I'm looking for a relationship. Whereas this person hasn't got that, you know? And you can say what you're in the mood for. And some of these people go, I'm in the mood to flirt. I put, I'm in the mood for something serious. Right. So these are the people like you've matched with. See, they're all quite like young. They're all in their early to mid-20s. And then again, you can go back to those who've liked you. This is why you'll find everyone who's liked you, like them to match back. But this is, like I said, this takes friggin' ages. You have to go through them individually. You can just go like that based on looks. So basically, if I don't like the look of someone, I can just go like that. So it does cancel a lot out like that if you're just going by looks. Because I'm not, you know, interested in people who've got facial hair. So pretty much the majority of guys with beards and stuff like that, like you can't even see these people's picture a lot of the time. But look how many there is to go through. I mean, I'm grateful that I have got a lot of guys interested in me because some people don't have that thing, you know. And so you can do this if you think someone's really not suitable for you. I mean, all these guys with their tops off are likely to be highly sexual, you know. So you can just do that and get rid of them that way. You don't have to like go through all of them individually, but if you want to know more about them, you have to click through them, you know. So yeah, I do get interested just to see who's looking at me and who's liked me, really, but I guess they probably like loads of women. See, and they're like, oh, I'm single, I'm straight, someday I want children. They're all the friggin' same, the majority of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he's really heavily bearded, so I'm not interested in him anyway. I can't be doing with beards. It really pissed me off. And so, yeah, it's just a bit of a shame that, this is the way it goes because there's just so many to look through. And I'm guessing that they're liking multiple people. They don't really take much notice, a lot of them. I don't want sex. There's a few people I've spoke to. I think they do actually, once they've clicked through my picture and they get into conversation, they do actually take more notice of it then. But you know what I mean? It's not really like what they understand. Some of it I have to explain multiple times to. And then this is who's visited your profile, which they may have liked you or they may not have liked you. And it shows basically like when they liked you or when they had a conversation with you, apparently. But I think this is sometimes wrong, actually. Because I've been talking to someone and it's like said a different time. And then this is people who's favorited me. So you have your favorites there and who's favorited you there. And then you've just got their social media, which is Badoo's social media. Look, they've been liked by 12 million people. 12 million. So the fact that I'm very high is pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah. It's very interesting, isn't it? I'm thinking, what else can I show you, really? But, so I'm going to show you this. Right, so this shows popularity. So if you click through here, which I did, popularity very high. Your popularity very high. Meet more people with Badoo credits. But it says, save 50 credits when you get featured, show more, and rise up at the same time. It also says the more you use Badoo, the more you play with Badoo, it says earlier, the more you actually get noticed. But earlier on, it actually gave my specific score. I was 22,000 something. But out of millions of people, that was quite good. I don't know if I've got the screenshot, actually. Let's see. Aha, there we go. Let's turn it around. So this was earlier today. And it shows from 18th of May to today, which is the 21st. And it shows you are currently 22,392 in search results. Rise up to first place and get new visitors. But I still think that's pretty good considering, like I said, they have got all those likes, So, do you know what I mean? You saw that they had like millions of likes, 12 million on Facebook. So being like 22,392 is actually quite high if you think of how many people have liked them on Facebook. Obviously, I don't know how many members there are actually on this site. I don't know if it says. Let's see, Badoo members. I think it might have said when I signed up. Members. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of people that delete their profile. Badoo members. Does it say how many members are there? Let's have a look. It keeps just going back into the app. So it doesn't actually say how many members, but I'm sure if you Google it, it probably does actually say. This has gone back to encounters, so people. But set your preferences. I put 20 to 28. Distance up to 100 miles away, and I'm only interested in guys. So, but they should still have preferences to do with smoking and non-smoking, all that, because when I signed up, that's what they had. Yeah, so I guess it's not really showing me how many members, but I think they have a lot on here from what I can make out. But yeah, but it's like you can see a bit of information about that person, but then you have to click through to actually scroll down to find out the rest. So it's just like, oh, do you know what I mean? It's just like very time consuming. And it's all right if you want to be on a dating app all the time, but I don't. And some of the people, for example, who this shows they're online, or it's meant to show they're online, this green thing here. But some guys that talk to me, they're just constantly online all the time. They've just got the green online all the time, which means that it probably means they're just talking to multiple people all the time. Obviously, with it being Sunday in the UK at the moment, these people are just all like messaging everyone, I'm guessing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. And it just like, you know what I mean? Relationship, it's complicated. Why would I want to get involved with someone who's already involved in a complicated relationship? Do yourself a favor if you ever get that, don't bother. Do not bother getting into a relationship with someone or dating someone who's already in a relationship with someone else. It's just no go. Obviously, polyamorous people who are into open relationships naturally, who actually have multiple partners openly, that's a bit different if you're polyamorous. But I'm not talking about polyamorous. I'm talking about in general, if someone's in a relationship with someone else and they're on a frigging dating site and it's complicated, don't get involved. You don't want the drama. You don't want the hassle. You just want to have a peaceful, nice, relaxing relationship. If you do get into a relationship or date, you don't want to be dealing with third parties. I guess I'm looking for something casual, but open to the idea of more. So if someone's looking for something casual, I'm really not interested in them because I do not do casual relationships. They're a frigging waste of time, in my personal opinion. You know, and so again, these are people who've visited my profile, so I can click through any of these. The good thing about Badoo is you can actually start a conversation with someone without them actually being a match. So I do like that. Another thing is I do get messaged every day so far by someone, a few different guys, and it seems like they're very friendly and they easily get into conversation. And so far, I get more guys interested in me on here than I do on Facebook dating. That could be because currently I've got Badoo Premium on. But I didn't start off on the Premium. And I still seem to have over 99 likes, even without the Premium when I first joined. But they seem like quite, you know, like friendly and stuff. However, I haven't put the full definition of asexuality in my profile. So it might be that they don't understand what asexuality is and they take no freaking notice of it. And when they're talking to me in message, only then do they ask me what it means. But considering they've actually got a category for asexual, I'm surprised that Badoo doesn't make people aware of what asexuality actually means. And there's no filter to filter people on their sexuality and say you just want an asexual person, you know? So yeah, I've been disappointed about that. And having just one person who said they're asexual out of all the guys who've liked me so far that I know of is quite poor as well, you know? Because they make, you know, a lot of these sites that have asexuality as part of them as an option, they make out it's so great. And it's like, well, where are the other asexuals? There's barely anyone on here. One guy out of all these people, you know, who's approached me anyway. But if you can't filter, I don't know how that guy found me actually, probably because I came up in his feed and he just happened to see that I was actually asexual. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just a bit annoying. I think they could do the filters much better. I think they could like enhance the experience much quicker. Something you can do in messages, you can actually like you can add someone to your favorites. You can give a gift to them. I've had one gift given to me, which a gift is usually like a sticker, so it comes up here with send a gift, which basically is like an emoji. It's like a sticker. But you need 100 credits for it according to this anyway, as far as I can tell. But I think when you got Badoo Premium, you probably can use this free. I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, block and report, or you can delete the conversation. So I could say how are you? You can ask them a question like that. So basically it comes up with automated messaging. So you can just click and it creates a message for you. So you don't have to even write your own message. It can do it for you. But the trouble is, if you click on that and it sends a message that you don't really want to ask them, then that's just super annoying. It doesn't seem to actually say, do you want to send this message? It just seems to send an automated message for you. Do you know what I mean? So it can say something like about this, and it can be like you're not really interested in them. So if it says a message and you don't really want to ask them that thing, so maybe I just want to say hi, but it doesn't. It's actually asked them a question. How are you? So it gets him talking to me on purpose. Do you know what I mean? Which is good if you don't know what to say, but it's rubbish if you don't like what it's actually said for you, you know? So that is something that I wouldn't necessarily think is a good thing, right? So when I click give a gift and then I picked a thing and then I clicked set, pick one of these and I clicked set, it says type your message here. I didn't actually type one in. I just clicked on that and pressed send. It says, how are you, Sam? So I don't know if these gifts actually send their own messages and they each, because this just says coffee. So I don't know how it said, how are you, Sam, from the fact I sent a picture of a coffee cup and it didn't send the coffee cup. That's just weird. I don't know if that's a fault with the system or if that's how it works. So far, I've got given this gift once, which is like a heart emoji from someone. But yeah, it's really bizarre. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, why would it send a different message when I haven't typed one? I just put that in there and it's clicked send and it sent, how are you, Sam? Very bizarre. So yeah, I'd be very careful of that if I were you, but at least you know you can add someone to your favourites from there and you can block someone or block a report if they're being annoying. So that's really good. I think the people nearby feature's quite good, but you know, some of these are really close and some of these are not close at all. So Portsmouth is quite away from me. It says it's 40 miles away from me. But you know, he wants kids someday. And he loves traveling and playing football. You know, and it's like, well, I'm not interested in traveling. Most people are, but I'm not, because it's a frigging nightmare when I have to go away and travel. As you probably noticed by the big case I had to take from Disneyland to Disneyland Paris. I'm interested in going to Disneyland Paris once a year, but that's it. And on day trips, but that's it. So yes. You just have to continue going through all this list, like deleting them, liking them, talking to them. So yeah, it's a bit annoying, to be honest. I think the filters could be much better. I just don't like the fact they keep sending me people who are smokers. It's just really annoying for me. And when you press on the filters here, you know, it's just like there's not much. Whereas when you sign up, there seems to be more. But I mean, this is just pretty pathetic, really. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't help you. It means I'm just getting smokers through and people I'm not interested in, people who want kids. And I don't do that, you know. I need to find a guy who doesn't need sex, doesn't need marriage, doesn't need kids, and is okay to live separately and doesn't need sex with other women either. Yes, it's quite a tall order, but we asexuals deserve love. We deserve love without sex. We deserve happiness without sex. We deserve a loving, kind, caring, committed relationship without sex ever, if that's what we desire. We desire a beautiful relationship just as much as any other sexuality. And we shouldn't have to have sex in order to get a loving, kind, caring relationship. And if someone wants sex with you and you don't want it, then don't even bother with them. Now, I filter out all the people that want sex. I've had a conversation with someone on here who didn't understand asexuality. He was quite respectful, though, because he just asked me to explain. And he's like, oh, basically, I'm young and he would need sex. I said, that's fine. I said, I wish you luck finding a girl who can have sex with you. And good luck. And earlier, it was so funny. There was this guy and he was like, and he was like, oh, I hope you don't, you know, I hope you're not angry with me because I think he said it was too far for him to come. He only lives in London, bear in mind. Like, a guy who's really interested would come from London to see me. London isn't that far. It's like 2.5 hours or 3.5 hours on the train, right? It's not that difficult to get from Exeter to London and back again, right? And, you know, I said, oh, okay, I wish you good luck in finding someone. He's like, oh, are you mad? And I'm like, well, no, I've got 99 plus likes. So thank you for disqualifying yourself. And I think that's the way you really have to look at it. Like, all these guys that disqualify themselves, it makes it easier to find more likely the right person for you if you're just getting all these guys that come through who you know is wrong for you. right? So guys who want kids or got kids are no good for me. They're out, which is the majority. The majority of them have got, no, the majority of them haven't got kids, but the majority of them want kids. All the guys that want sex and can't live without it, they're all out. All the guys that have got beards are pretty much out. There's a kind, occasionally I can tolerate a little bit of stubble here, but really they don't look very good looking unless they've got totally clean shaven face. I really need clean shaven because they look so much better like that. It's much better for kissing, and you know that I'm pretty much a hyper kisser, a very big hyper kisser. But I'm very careful about what I put in my profile on this profile, because in Facebook dating I keep getting guys who want to do kissing hookups. So I don't think I've put hardly anything about kissing in here. Let me see. No, you can actually have kissing as a like as well. And I haven't even, like, it as an interest, and I haven't even put that in here. So yeah, I haven't put that. I haven't put I like kissing, because I thought, like, you know what I mean? Every guy who sees it on Facebook dating just thinks I'm looking to kissing hookup, basically, because all they see in my profile is don't want any type of sex but want like kissing. And they're like, oh, it's okay, we can just meet up for kissing. And I'm like, you don't get it, do you? They don't understand that kissing is my intimacy, right? Like, in a long-term committed relationship, I would kiss for longer periods even, and like deeper, and probably more physical, but still with my boundaries in place. But kissing is my intimacy, you know? Just like sex is their top intimacy for the majority of the population, particularly heterosexuals, obviously. Like, kissing is my intimacy. So in a relationship, kissing like is the top physical thing I can do. And I like a lot of it. And I do like a lot of physical contact, but with my clothes on. I kind of need to find a guy who's crazily into kissing more than anything else, and he could live without sex, but he can't live without kissing, because that would suit me much better. But I'm surprised actually how many sexual people seem to be just, well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. They just seem to like kissing as a prequel to sex most of the time. And it's like, why? Kissing is so good. I know most of the asexuals don't agree with me, because most asexuals aren't into kissing, which is why it's hard for me to find an asexual guy, because the majority of asexuals are not into kissing. They're like little pecks on the cheek, little pecks on the lips. That's it. I'm into full-on snogging for like up to 3 hours in a relationship, and I don't get bored. Like, it's like a full body workout for me. I find it enthralling, invigorating, exciting, fun. It's a lot of hard work sometimes though, physically, but I like it. I'm not saying I do 3 hours all the time. I'm just saying go up to that. You know what I mean? Like, that would just be doing that up to 3 hours all the time would be too much for me, even though the idea quite appeals to me. But yeah, I've only ever done it up to 3 hours once in a relationship. But I know I can go for that length of time. That's what I'm saying. But you know, I just love kissing. It's one of my very favorite things to do, like a hobby. And I haven't actually put that as one of my interests, but some other people have got kissing on there as their interests. But I just don't want to make it sound like I'm into kissing and don't want sex, and people can hook up with me for kissing, because it's not what I want. I want an actually serious, committed, forever relationship where, in terms of physicality, kissing is the main focus. Do you know what I mean? So yes, that's the way I am. But like I said, with asexuals, it's very difficult because most guys aren't into that. And, you know, a lot of asexual guys that I do like, for example, aren't even in this country if I like the look of them or maybe suitable with them. And there's only a couple of guys that I know who are Indian asexual in this country, and that's no good, because one of them wants marriage and I don't, and the other one also wants marriage, but they do want a different age group to me. Different age person to me, so that's fair enough. And so yeah, they're both out, and I don't know any other Indian asexual guys. You know what I mean? I think I've come across some one on ASAP a long time ago, but yeah, they're not suitable for me, so it's very difficult. I mean, I might end up being single forever, which isn't a bad thing, because I do really love my single life and I can get a lot done. You know, I self-date. I went to Disneyland Paris by myself and had the most amazing time. without having to worry about anyone else. I mean, having to worry about myself with a disability is a lot of worry as it is, and stress when traveling. Like, I'm very chilled out now. I'm at home. I'm quite relaxed because I haven't been traveling, but I love Disneyland Paris every single moment of it. I've still got some pictures to share. But yeah, so Badoo, I would say, is good in terms of you get more people messaging you. There's a category for asexuals. They seem to give you 3 free days of premium if you verify your email address. It's quite easy to get verified. You just do a picture with basically a thumbs up like it is in the picture, so you're photo verified. So it's quite an easy process to sign up. They have both the app that you can download to your phone from the Play Store if you're on Android, from the Apple Store if you're on Apple products. And you can also use the website like I've been showing you. So I think it's quite easy to download, easy to sign up like that. But I do think there's a huge drawback that you can't search for asexuals, even though you can put your asexual. The filters are really bad on there. It means you end up with a load of people that just aren't suitable for you. They don't explain what asexuality is, and people seem to have never heard of it, even though they've got a category for asexuals on there. That seems a bit bizarre to me. But clearly they're just adding it as an option. They're not actually like explaining what it is to people, which is a bit sad, really, because it would be nice if they had a page or something like that, where a pop out where they could just press and it says this person is asexual, this means such and such. I think that would be much better, so that people can spot some extra information. I think they should add that to their website, but they're not doing that. I think the premium features are good, but it's a shame that you have to pay more for that. Also, you can on the phone do video calling with them. So when you're in a message with someone, it doesn't really show it here, which is weird. So it doesn't show that you can, it shows you can do like a smiley. Basically, it shows that you can do like options of emoji type things. But it doesn't actually show you that you can do video call. Like, this is a guy I've spoken to before. This is the one that says you mad. And I'm like, no, thanks for disqualifying yourself. But yeah, you can't even with that person. You see, you can't video call on here, which is weird, because I don't want to go into that too much because I don't think it's fair to show private messaging. But yeah, it's just very, very strange that you haven't got the option to video call, whereas you have on the mobile app. You can just video call them. You can just press on the video symbol like you can on Facebook. I don't know if that's a premium feature and it'll go off when I'm back to not be able to use the premium feature anymore, because this is coming off tonight, or if it's like a permanent thing on the app as opposed to the site, because I will not meet up with any guy off the internet who I haven't video dated with first. It's just bad. Don't ever do that. If some guy is not willing to video date you either on here or off the site first, then don't bother. Like, I would not meet a guy, like, say the video option is off here when the premium feature's off, right? Say it's off, then there is absolutely no way I'll meet up with a guy unless he's video call me first. So he'd have to connect with me on Facebook or connect with me on Skype or even Google Meets and do something like, do a video call on one of those type of places. There's absolutely no frigging way that I'd meet up with any guy off the internet, because some of them have got really old photographs on there, and they don't look like they do in their picture. They're just using the same pictures from years ago, like 5 years ago, some of them. They just don't look like that anymore. And, you get a shock, even if you see them, if you're lucky enough to get a picture in the actual messenger part, sending text messages. They can send photos in the actual phone app, because I had someone sending me a picture and the guy was like lied about his age. He was 5 years older and he looked older in his photograph that he sent me in private message as well. So you have to be very careful about these things and very aware, and never ever meet up with someone who you haven't video called with first. You don't know what they're like. You don't know if they're lying. You don't know if they're like much older person. They say, oh, I put my actual birth certificate age in here. I haven't shown that because I'm not interested in it, right? But some guys don't believe me. They think I'm joking or kidding because I don't look like that. But I've put it in there. I still get 19-year-old guys interested in me, even though my birth certificate age is in there. Because a lot of the time, guys do seem to like my look. So, I get nice comments, which is good. That's another good thing. I guess if you want some validation, then I don't need to be validated, but it's nice to get nice comments, like you're beautiful, you're gorgeous and stuff like that. It's really nice. And it's still a plus, it's nice to have nice things said about you and to you. Then, you know what I mean? It's good from that point of view. But you shouldn't rely on that. You should rely on your own self-worth to make yourself feel good and like your look. But I put my birth certificate age on here, and I get, like I said, like 19-year-olds like talking to me on here, messaging me. They do, because they don't care about my birth certificate age. Like, a lot of the guys on dating sites, they actually are like older girls or older women, but I'm nothing like my birth certificate age anyway. And my photographs, I don't look like that. Like, one guy said that you don't look. You have, someone said you have a nice body. I can't remember if that was on here or Facebook dating. But yeah, I'm not, obviously he wasn't suitable because he liked sex. Basically, what he says, oh, your body looks much younger than your age. That's what was his exact words. I'm like, yeah, it does. And then, yeah, a guy on here did say to me, oh, you're not really that age. Like, you must be kidding or joking, because you look way younger than that. And that's what he said. You must be kidding are you kidding? You must be joking because you look way younger than that. And I'm like, yeah, I do look way younger. Because I'm not interested in my birth certificate age. Society conditions you to believe that when you get to a certain birth certificate age, you have to behave this way, look this way, do this stuff. I just don't agree with that. I don't do it. I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in having a 21 mindset, living like a 21-year-old. Maybe I don't look exactly 21, but that's fine by me. And, and living like a teenager, because that's the way I like my life to be. And I still look a damn sight lot younger the majority of the time thinking that way, It depends what picture I've got. Some pictures I do look a bit older than other pictures, Depends what I'm wearing, what I look like, the angle, the lighting. Do you know what I mean? But the majority of the time, I think I look younger, and I don't really care what other people say. But it's nice if people do think you look nice. It's good, isn't it? So yeah, so far I've had people who have been nice to me overall, apart from I had one guy that was really, really sexual on here. And he's deleted his profile now because he kept talking about sex and blowjobs, and every time I tried to explain asexuality to him, he just didn't get it, or he was purposely being an asshole about it, I think. You know what I mean? Because he was purposely trying to go on and on about sex. And I don't understand guys like that. It's like, why bother with someone like me who doesn't want sex and carry on the conversation? And I've told you like 5 times or more I don't want sex, yet you're still actually trying to talk to me about it. Clearly you're not suitable for a relationship. Oh, that's funny as well. I had one guy and he was like saying to me, oh, it must be your lucky day because, like, like he's liked me. And I'm like, and I'm like, I can't know if I can find his message now. But I'm like, yeah, he goes, oh, because it must be your lucky day because you like younger guys. And this guy was younger. And I'm like, yeah, but it is because I've got 99 plus likes on here. I think they think that they're the only young guy that's possibly messaging me. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, really? Are you that naive? Do you know what I mean? To think that you're the only guy that's messaging me. And like, because I'm asexual or something, or an older girl, that, I can't have other people liking me. You know what I mean? So I've got another guy here that says, you look great, Sandra. How are you? But again, you don't know how many of these are automated messages, I guess. But I haven't, when I've accidentally sent an automated message, not realizing, then it hasn't actually said about looking good on there. So yeah. This one looks like it's handwritten. Hello, beautiful, you're gorgeous. So that's really nice. So I'm just reading out some of the nice comments because I do think it's really nice. One guy said you're quite good looking. That made me laugh after I'd had lots of guys saying you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. But anyway, I still appreciated it. But yeah, so it's quite funny when people think, you know, that they're the only guy that's like interested in me. But yes. But they are good in terms of conversation usually. Like, they do like to have conversations on here, which is good. You do get to talk to quite a lot of different people. But yeah, so I don't think there's anything else I can show you. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can show you on here. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else? But yeah, so I got someone saying you look great, Sandra. That was from a guy who's 20. I'll quickly, I won't show you his picture. I'll just show you that he said that. You look great, Sandra. I don't know if you can see that. You look great, Sandra Bellamy. How are you? See? You know, this person, I'm not gonna show you their picture, but this person's like, how come sex doesn't interest you? I don't know if you can see that. Oh my god. How come sex doesn't interest you? Because I'm asexual in sexual orientation, I don't experience sexual attraction. I have no desire for that. I'm not interested in the naked body. That pretty much summed it up, really? Yes. So you do have to answer questions like this. So I probably will need to put it in my profile what asexuality means. I might get less likes then, but who cares, right? You know, hopefully I'll get someone actually suitable for me. I think I should put, I don't like beards and I don't like smoking either, because that seems to be what most of the guys are that are liking me. But a lot of the time you just like person by their picture. You're not really liking them by their bio, because then you click through their bio. So a lot of it's driven on looks, which I guess means that I look nice because I've got like had 240 something guys like me just by my pictures, well, main picture probably. So yeah, so I think there's pros and cons to Badoo. I think it's worth trying it. I think people in general are quite friendly there. They're open to conversation. I find it so far easier than Facebook dating in the sense that guys actually approach me more on this site. There seems to be more people on it who are different. Whereas Facebook dating, you end up seeing the same guys over and over again, usually. If you delete your profile and start again, especially, I don't usually do that. But some guys, it just create new profiles, I think, on there, you know? And, yeah, there's less filters as well. And, well, I find it easier in Facebook dating to find guys that are more suitable. But I think when you're first, like, with your interests and stuff, actually, Facebook's more better on interests now because they've got the option of like shared interests. So yeah, I probably think Facebook's really, dating's really good from that point of view. Facebook dating's free as well, but there just seems to be less options of guys in there, and there seems to be less people near me that I'm interested in here. I do like the feature on Badoo of the people nearby, you know, this feature here, near people nearby. Because I just think it's a bit of an easier feature to use. Like you can just see lots of people who are nearby and then click through their profiles. And there's quite a lot come up. They're nearby. Probably like nearly all of them, if not all of them, are unsuitable because they're probably heterosexual and need sex and I don't. And they want kids and I don't. And they either smoke or got a beard and I don't like that. But at least you can see it. But it does go on for quite a while. They've clearly got a lot of members on here because, you know what I mean? The list goes on and on and on, you know. I'm already up to page 10 of people nearby me. So I do think that's a benefit of this site compared to Facebook dating. Because in Facebook dating, there's hardly anyone that I can see who's nearby me. There's not that many guys. Very few in my city as well. So, yeah. But, you know, this just goes on and on and on. So it seems it doesn't really end. So, and there are people who are in my city, even on page 15, which is quite interesting, because you would have thought that they'd filter everyone that's the nearest on page 1, and then the further away they are, the more they go on to different later pages. But no, they just do it randomly, it seems, or maybe it's when they registered. So on page 16, there's still people who are near Exeter or in Exeter, which is my city. Right, but it's like, and then you've got someone who's 20 miles away, 20 miles away, 30 miles away. And so it means, again, it's a lot of work, you know. Again, they should have much better filters. They've got a filter up here. Ah, finally, they've got a filter. So, but this is what I put. That I'm here to ready for a relationship. I'm here for guys. And then 20 to 28 in Exeter, within 30 miles of Exeter, it says there. So I did have it on 20 to 32, but it's not really the age group I want. So I changed it 20 to 28. I prefer 21 to 25 ideally, but I decided to leave it like that. So yeah, because I thought 32 is just going a bit too old for me. And also I had enough guys liking me and coming through, you know, so I don't really need any more. Obviously they could miss a really nice guy who's a bit older, but it's highly unlikely for me that I would be interested in an older guy. There was one Indian asexual guy 32 years ago, but he was more immature than a lot of 21-year-olds I've met. So that's like, age has got F all to do with maturity, unfortunately. You know what I mean? But I guess it's fortunate in the sense I like younger guys, and you can get some mature, older soul younger guys. So yeah, so I would recommend trying Badoo. I'd recommend like you know, seeing who's out there, but always bear in mind that the majority, if not all of them, asexuals on here, but I've met one asexual online here, so they're not all sexual, but the majority are. Some are pansexual as well. It's not just heterosexuals on here. Some are pansexual, which means they're sexually attracted to multiple genders. You might get bisexuals and other people on here, so you know what I mean. It's not just heterosexuals, but pretty much the majority intersex. Be very wary of someone who says then they can live without sex. Like, I've had a guy in here saying he's absolutely fine with it, right? But then further in the conversation, he's then asking me, so why don't you like sex, right? That is a bit of a red flag. It's like, if he's accepted the fact you don't like sex and he's fine with it, then later on asks, like, why don't you like sex? It's a little bit like, you said you're fine with it, and then you're asking, why don't I like it? But, you know, it's a bit of a red flag, meaning, did they just say that they're fine without it to be polite? They're online most of the time, so I'm guessing they're messaging a lot of people. I had a nice conversation with them, though. They were really nice to talk to. So that went well, but, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm very skeptical about someone who says they're fine without sex and starts asking you about it. It's like, why didn't you ask about it before you even said you were fine about not having it? And why kind of like go that way later on? It's a bit like suspicious that they're not really being honest and they couldn't really live without sex. But they are entitled to ask you, and it's good they're asking about that. And they might be asking because they weren't really taking it serious before, and then they are thinking more seriously about you, but then they shouldn't be making out they're serious in the first place if they're not, you know what I mean? So, you know, you've got all these things to navigate when you're asexual. You've got the extra kind of stress and worry about, is someone being honest that they could live without sex? Is someone being truthful that they're fine with your asexuality? Or are they being dishonest and they're just saying it because they really like you as a person and they want to keep the conversation going? So you've always got these type of worries and stresses. But I believe everyone out there deserves love and a relationship if they want it. Some asexuals, they just want a friendship. Some asexuals don't want to be in a relationship whatsoever. Some asexuals, like I said, are not into kissing. They're not into dating. They couldn't care less about relationships. You know, they might have really close friendships though. So something that really annoys me as well is that guys don't understand that not having sex in a relationship doesn't equate to just a friendship. They really don't get it. And it's like, I do not kiss my friends. I don't go around snogging and passionately kissing my friends, you know what I mean? Like, that would be yuck and gross. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would not be good. Like, why would I kiss my friends unless I was romantically attracted to a friend? But I wouldn't go doing that because they're my friend, you know what I mean? I wouldn't overstep that boundary. I have strict boundaries between friends and a relationship, you know? And guys I would date. And usually if I'm dating a guy, it's with the intention that I'm thinking about having a real relationship with him. Something serious. I don't know if I'll have to change that in the future and just do dating for the heck of it, but it's not really who I am. I prefer to date with a purpose in mind, not just aimlessly go around dating guys randomly. But who knows, maybe I will change one day and just think, yeah, let's have a date for the fun of it. But right now, and really, to be honest with you, I'd rather have a serious relationship, but I've not met the right guy yet. And, I do ask myself the question, so, right, if you never meet the right guy year after year after year, would you just not date? And I probably would date, because I do like guys' company and I do like kissing, but the trouble is I get attached because I'm a guy. I said I'm a guy. I don't care if I'm called a guy, but I'm a girl. But my friends say you're more of a guy than I am. It's really funny, and they're assigned male at birth. The people who tell me that, but that's because I've got more courage and balls, and I tell it like it is. So I got some more masculine energy than they have, I think. But they are not. They don't really totally one doesn't identify as a guy whatsoever, even though they're assigned male at birth. They identify as non-binary, and the other one's like gender fluid. So, but present mostly as a guy. But they both think I'm more like a guy than they are. That's funny. I don't care. I'm quite proud of my manly traits, but I'm very female. I like looking like a girl, and I am a girl, definitely through and through. So yeah, I diverse. I digress, I meant to say. See, I'm losing my train of thought now. But anyway, yeah, so what I was saying is basically I think there's a lot more complications when you're asexual, a lot more difficulties and adversity. And I don't think it's good that people think that if you don't have sex, it's just a friendship. And I believe everyone's worthy of love with or without sex, and for people who don't want sex, they should be able to find a loving, caring, committed, happy relationship without it. I think if Asexuality is more known, then it'd be easier to find that. But unfortunately, we still have a lot of stereotypes, a lot of stigmas. We still have a lot of people not having a clue what asexuality is. A lot of heterosexuals have never heard of it before, clearly on dating sites. Even a dating site like Badoo that uses the word asexual. And what I was thinking about is like, if like I never found a relationship, would I still like someone suitable for a relationship? Would I still date? And part of me is like, yes, because I do like male company. I do like having dates, and I do like kissing, but then I get very attached easily because that's currently the way I am. I don't know if I could train myself to not get attached to guys as much. I don't think I'm as attached to guys as I used to be, because I can block guys out of my life a lot quicker and kind of move on quicker, the majority of the time, not all the time, even if I've been kissing them. So that's kind of a step forward for me. But at the same time, I do still get attached and I do get hurt emotionally. So I don't know if I could totally detach in that way. It'd be quite hard, I think, because I'm a very empathetic person, kind, caring and sensitive. And it's quite hard doing that. It's quite a cold, harsh thing in some ways, but then obviously if you're training yourself that way, you'd have to do it as a protection mechanism. So, that is it. But when you're physical with someone, physical intimacy, like kissing, it does bond you more to the person naturally because of like chemical hormones. So it's kind of like a scientific thing, where you can't really help it so much. And so even if you're mentally trying to detach, if your chemistry is with them, like in such a way, it might be still really difficult. So I don't know if I could actually do that. I'm not saying I couldn't, because I'm very good at using the power of my mind and being able to reprogram it. I've still got certain things I'd like to reprogram it to do though, and I can't currently do those things. So that's a lot of work I've still got to do, and that's to do with my own self-development, personal development, professional development. So I've still got work on that stuff, which is more important than dating, in the sense I'd rather do stuff for myself and actually be useful rather than trying to force myself to detach from guys, which isn't as important because I don't do dating that much, like not in person dating that much, So I'm better to take care of myself and forge security for myself and improve my own self than worry about guys, you know what I mean? So, and at the moment, I'm not going out clubbing because I'm trying to get over a respiratory infection. I don't know if you knew that. I'm a lot better now, but I'm still a bit nasally. And yeah, I've got some other little health, I shouldn't say little really, but health issues going on, like with my legs and stuff. So, yes. So I wouldn't really be appropriate for me so much to meet up in person with guys at the moment anyway, which is a benefit of online dating, you can get to know someone first. And a lot of the time, guys stop messaging you. If a guy stops messaging you, or any gender that you're interested in stops messaging you, you know they're not the one for you, right? If someone is not persistent and consistent over a period of time, they're not suitable for you, because they're not going to be reliable. They don't really give a shit about you. They're just going through the motions. You're just another person to talk to at that time. They're not really invested in you. They're not really interested in you, right? So you will find that there's quite a lot of people on these dating sites that will talk to you and they'll never speak to you again. This is normal for online dating, by the way. Don't take it personally. Don't worry about it. It's hard if you've had like quite a long conversation with someone, backwards and forwards states for a few hours, and then they just don't talk to you anymore the next day and stuff like that. That can be quite hard and disappointing sometimes. But just remember that all these people, these guys, in my case, guys, because I'm only interested in guys, are disqualifying themselves. And if they can't see your worth, then there's no point in convincing them. Better off being on your own, enjoying your own worth, loving yourself, and then just forgetting about these idiots that can't see valuable person in front of them. And the reason they can't see a valuable person in front of them is probably because they're not living a very valuable life themselves. And they can't see a valuable person if they don't look for it, and they're not into that, and that's not what they want. And they, they're rather looking for casual stuff. Casual relationships aren't quality relationships, let's face it, because they basically have the least amount of investment in it at all. I'm not saying that there isn't any value in casual relationships for some people. I personally don't see much value. Casual relationships have their value for people who really like them, because they don't want to get attached and stuff. But let's face it, isn't really a valuable relationship. It's just, or a valuable dating scenario. It's just like, just not being invested in someone, not being committed, basically, not taking responsibility, not wanting to progress in that way. I think it's much better to work on yourself and try and find someone who wants to work as a team in a relationship with you, because a healthy relationship's about teamwork. Because you're with someone else. It's meant to be a team effort, a team job, a team work, So, yeah, but I think Badoo's worth a try. But just bear in mind, it's going to have a lot of people on there that aren't suitable for you. And I'm going to update my description so it definitely says more about asexuality. I'm asexual, don't experience sexual attraction, so maybe they'll get it then, But anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for now. I hope you've enjoyed the pros and cons of Badoo. I'll see you soon on the next video live stream. Don't forget to get Asexual Perspectives book if you want to know about more about asexuality, love, life, and sex from an asexual point of view and relationships. Very interesting. Amazon, that's available from. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so you never, ever, ever miss an episode. Lots of love to you. See you soon next video live stream. And yeah, don't forget to check out Badoo. Just go to badoo.com to, sign up if you want, or download the app from Google Play on Android or from Apple for the Apple store if you've got an Apple product, like an Apple phone, an iPhone. All right, take care, lots of love. See you soon. Bye. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never ever miss an episode.